All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson. Wanted to talk about a couple of things tonight. First up, the lightweight bout between Kayla Harrison and Jozette Cotton, scheduled for Titan FC 66 Thursday night, is officially off after Cotton was hospitalized due to dehydration. This comes courtesy of MMAfighting.com. I'll go ahead and read off the article. Quote, PFL champion Kayla Harrison will have to wait until a later date to make her return to action. The two-time Olympic gold medalist was scheduled to compete at Thursday night's Titan FC 66 card, but her opponent Jozette Cotton was not able to make weight before being hospitalized due to dehydration. Titan FC COO Lex McMahon confirmed the news to MMA Fighting on Wednesday following an initial report from My MMA News. Quote, yes, unfortunately, it's true. Her opponent was hospitalized last night due to dehydration, at which time she notified the promotion she can't get below 180 pounds, emphasis mine, McMahon wrote in a text message. The fight between Harrison and Cotton was contracted at lightweight, which means both fighters had to weigh no more than 156 pounds for a non-title bout. That means Cotton would have been at least 24 pounds overweight prior to her hospitalization for dehydration. So I'm going to leave it there. Now, this was a rematch from 2018 where Harrison had defeated Cotton. Cotton had not fought since then. This was basically just a short notice, stay busy fight for Kayla Harrison, but extended. She had sent out an open call out for fighters, anyone who wanted to meet her at this Titan FC event on the 17th. And Jozette Cotton was the one who stepped up, and unfortunately the fight is now off. Now, talking about Cotton, you know, I get the feeling that, and I could be wrong here, I just get the feeling that she does not necessarily take her professional fighting career very seriously. For one thing, she hasn't fought MMA in over a year, and had only taken one boxing fight in between then. And then you look at Jozette Cotton and look how she looks in fight shape. Now, these pictures of her are from a fight, and those aren't abs. Those creases are not abs on her stomach. Those are rolls. So you have to really wonder, does Jozette Cotton actually take physical fitness seriously, or is she mostly just trying to get by on the power of her hands and use that to knock women out and make some quick money? You know, you just think she couldn't get below 180 pounds before she had to hospitalize, which basically tells you that she was relying on making an enormous water weight cut. Now, granted, yes, she took the fight on short notice, but if you're more than 25 pounds over the weight that you are supposed to be fighting at, and you've got a week and a half, 2 weeks to try to make weight, why would you even attempt that? You know you're not going to get anywhere near that fight weight. Any professional would. I just have a hard time believing that this is a fighter who takes her physical fitness seriously for her to be that overweight and then still take a fight and go, yeah, I'll make the weight and sign the contract. I just have to question her professionalism here. Some people might not like that I'm doing that, but it can't be helped. This was just a very unprofessional job by her and her team, by extension. Now, I don't wish any ill will towards Jozette Cotton. I hope she makes a full recovery and can get back into the gym and actually get herself into a better weight, a better shape, so that she can come back and fight. Now, as for Kayla Harrison, looks like she's just going to have to, wait until the new year to try to get a fight in quickly before the PFL picks back up next year with their 2021 season. Next, I want to talk about this tweet from UFC on BT Sport. Now, BT Sport is one of the UFC's broadcasting partners outside of the United States. I believe they operate in the UK. Anyone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. You go down this list of matchups, and at the bottom you see Zhang versus Esparza, as in Weili Zhang versus Carla Esparza. And then it says Dana White has got some big plans for 2021, and below it had the picture of a graphic showing all of these potential fights. Now, what this comes from is an interview that Dana White did with a representative of BT Sport, and the subject of all of different matchups the UFC is going to make in 2021. And when the strawweight division came up, the interviewer asked something about Zhang versus Rose being the goal, and Dana White said, and I quote, "What I'm hearing is Rose does not want a title shot. So we're looking at the rankings and how it plays out. It would play out as Weili versus Carla Esparza." End quote. Now that is a far line from what Dana White has been saying previously up until now, and what practically everybody and their brother has been saying about a potential matchup for Zhang. And everybody has been saying that, Rose is next. Now, personally, I've done videos before where I said, Rose is taking too long, make Yan Xiaonan while you can, but it looks like Dana White is going to try to make it Zhang Weili versus the former and inaugural UFC strawweight champion, Carla Esparza. Now, Ariel Helwani tweeted out, "I asked Rose Namajunas' coach, fiance, Pat Barry about this. His response, quote, 'That is absolutely not true. We absolutely want the title fight.' Who would turn down a title fight? We just don't want to air this out publicly. If there was some confusion, they can call us to clear it up." Now, he does not go into details at all. He says he doesn't want to air this out publicly, which honestly does not do any favors for his protege / girlfriend, wife, whatever she is, Rose Namajunas. I mean, I'm sorry, Pat the Perv just does not do himself or her any favors by saying we're not going to air this out publicly. He probably should have just gone into detail, because this leaves a lot of speculation as to why Dana White would say this. Now, as is typical MMA fandom faction, you have the rabid Dana White fans coming out saying, well, coming out and defending Dana White. Then you have the rabid Rose Namajunas nut huggers, simps, coming out and defending her, basically saying, oh, Dana White's lying again. Pat Barry coming out exposing the truth. Honestly, we just don't know. What this could basically roll down to is that Rose might not have been ready for the fight. She just might not have been ready for the fight yet. Maybe she wanted more time to get ready for this title fight. But you know what? The UFC, they've had this champion who has only had one title defense and one fight in 2020, and who is their big ticket to get into all that Chinese yuan. And they've had her sitting out for 8 months now. No scheduled fight. So they basically said, listen, if you're not ready to fight, then you obviously don't want the fight. You're not ready to fight. You don't want it in our timetable. Or maybe Rose asked for too much money. That could be it as well. Personally, my personal opinion, I think she just wanted more time. And the UFC just said, we don't have that time to wait. So we're going to do Zhang Weili versus Carla Esparza. Now, Esparza is on a 4-fight win streak. She is the inaugural champion. Now, she lost it in her first defense against Joanna Jędrzejczyk back in March of 2015 after defeating Namajunas for the inaugural championship back in December of 2014. Now, as far as the fight itself goes, I don't see many avenues for Esparza to beat Zhang Weili. Zhang is just the bigger fighter. She's the stronger fighter. She is the far, far better striker. However, one thing I will say is that Zhang has not faced a wrestler yet in the UFC. I mean, a good wrestler with good, strong takedowns. Esparza is going to be the first person to test that if this fight truly gets made. So we haven't seen Zhang against a wrestler yet. So that is one question that she has yet to answer. And that is why I think this actually does make for a bit of an interesting matchup. Now, as for who is telling the truth between Dana White and Team Namajunas, well, that's for you to decide. Anyway, that's all I have on these subjects. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like or don't. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.